Well, a pretty active day throughout the state of South Carolina for today, as we had lingering showers going throughout the state pretty much all day. And there still are some lingering showers going on right now. Chesterfield, Jefferson, Heave Springs, South Carolina, these areas are still seeing rainfall right now. Rainfall will kind of end and it will kind of dry out as we go overnight. And tomorrow looking like it's going to be a very nice day, but chances of rainfall will return as we get into Saturday, going all the way into next week. And then after we get into around Monday or so, drier conditions kind of go through, and we were talking about just as we go more into like the beginning parts of next week, that's going to be the more active parts of the week more than the end of the week. All of that we will talk about. If you've not hit the like button, the subscribe button yet, go on and do so. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Thursday evening going into your future. So what's going on right now throughout the entire state? As I said earlier, rainfall right now going on throughout Chesterfield, Ruby, that is the Carolina Sandhills National Wild Refuge area, Jefferson near Kershaw. Rainfall going on throughout these areas. Now, what about the entire U.S.? Well, we do in fact have some rainfall going on all the way down here, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, going on over inside of the Carolinas, obviously. Pennsylvania has some rainfall going on. Same thing in Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. And then up here in the Rockies, we have some rainfall going on. Now, in terms of our cloud cover right now seems to be more in the upstate, not too much in the Midlands and the Low Country and the Grand Strand areas. But it does look like that cloud cover, as we move more and more into the future, will continue to stay with us. I mean, this is tomorrow, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., all the way to 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Cloud cover will remain with us as we go into tomorrow, even though rainfall is not going to be the biggest, like the biggest worry or anything like that. Cloud cover will remain with us as we even go into tomorrow afternoon, going into tomorrow evening, Saturday morning. Saturday morning comes along, things look a little bit better in terms of, cloud cover wise, but it immediately clouds back up as we have that chance of rain on Saturday. That kind of raises everything back up. Then once we get to around 2 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, we have some more cloud cover still with us at this time. So honestly, it's going to be a cloudy next 48 hours. Sunshine not going to be too much of a thing to really watch for, unless maybe you're in the upstate. Now, what's going on in terms of our temperatures? Well, right now we're seeing 70s almost statewide. 73 in Orangeburg, 76 Somerville, 77 in Charleston, Beaufort, 72 Aiken, 74 in Columbia, 71 in Lugoff, 69 Hartsville, 64 Bennettsville, and 64 in York and Rock Hill, 63 in Greenville, 66 in Clemson and Anderson. Air quality for tonight, it does look pretty good out there. No bad air quality to really watch for right now, so I do think that we are in the clear. Low temperatures for tonight, looking like 40s and 50s, maybe even some 60s. 49, Spartanburg 50, Greenville 50, Rock Hill 56 in Columbia, 57, Orangeburg, Moncks Corner 62, Charleston 66, Hilton Head Island 56, Georgetown 57 in Myrtle Beach, 54, Florence, and 52 inside of Dillon. High temperatures for tomorrow, 71 from Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, 73, Newberry, 76, Columbia, Orangeburg, Barnwell, 78, Walterboro, 76 in Charleston, 74, Georgetown, 71 in Myrtle Beach, and 75 in Kingstree. Now, what about for our rainfall? Rainfall definitely is a possibility still as we go into tonight. We're talking about 100th of an inch to 1/10 of an inch. Cheraw, Winsboro, Newberry, Camden, Sumter, Florence, Myrtle Beach. These areas all have that 1/4 of an inch to a 1/10 of an inch. That's possible. And somebody may even see a 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch as we continue throughout the rest of the shower activity that we have going throughout the state right now. And if we go on and look at the SPC outlook, thunderstorms technically are still possible. And in fact, we may have one going on right now. I mean, we have a 25% right now of a thunderstorm, Chesterfield and near Ruby, South Carolina. Is it storming right now? Obviously, I'm not there, so I can't tell you for sure. Obviously, if somebody in the chats in that area want to let us know, that's definitely helpful. But for right now, it does look like that 25% chance of thunderstorm activity is over there. So I do believe that we still have that shot. I mean, it's still there, but widespread, not really. Tomorrow, no thunderstorms are expected, and then Saturday, A return to severe weather occurs. That's why we had the green screen up for today. For the stream is starting soon. It's green because of the marginal risk of severe weather for Saturday. And Saturday, down there at the very southern tip near Hilton Head Island, we have a marginal risk of severe weather. What are the threats? Right now, we don't know. We're going to have to wait until tomorrow to figure that out. But for right now, we're in the marginal risk. We don't have too much. We don't have too much really to talk about there for now. Fire weather, not expected. Excessive rainfall, day 4. Day 4, that is on Sunday. Sunday, isolated flash flooding is possible. Barnwell, Allendale, Hampton, Ridgeland. These areas are all included in there near Fairfax and near Estill, South Carolina. Isolated flash flooding is possible on Sunday in these areas. So make sure that you are aware. If you live in a flood prone area, make sure that you have your evacuation plans in place just in case if worse does come to worse. I know that it's the lowest, but here at the South Carolina Weather Channel, we take every single risk seriously. It does not matter what it is. Every single risk we take seriously. Now for the crazy score. If you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how active our conditions are throughout the state of South Carolina. And right now we are at a 12. Yes, just a not so much 12. Why are we there? Well, it's mainly because, well, number one, cloud cover is not technically too bad. It's definitely decreasing, but it's still technically 50-50, if not 75-25 cloudy out there. Lows are being more in the lows in the mid 50s. We saw some, I think we even saw some 40s as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we saw some 40s as well and some 60s. So all of that's still going on. And then also, dry conditions are kind of building in. Winds are light and variable. It's just overall a nice day. Overall a nice day. Or a nice night, I should say, because it is kind of the end of the day. So let's go in and start off here at 9 o'clock p.m. And we're going to go in and push this forward. Make sure that you pay attention to the time at the bottom part of your screen, because it will be important. Will be important to do so. We go in and push this forward, and by the time we get to around 2 a.m., going all the way through to 7 a.m., watch this. Nice and dry conditions. We go into the afternoon. We go to around 3 p.m., 6 p.m., nothing. 9 p.m., nothing. All the way to 12 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, nothing. I said tomorrow's going to be a nice day. It may be cloudy, but it will be a nice dry day. Saturday comes along, and once we get to around Saturday morning, things start to take a little bit of a turn, but it's still not technically that bad. Even as we get into around 8, 9, 10, we may see a little isolated drizzle or so in the upstate early Saturday morning in the low country. Maybe the southern Midlands, maybe the western Grand Strand areas. But it's definitely not a whole lot. Even once we get to around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, we do have some shower activity that really starts to push in throughout the low country as we get into the afternoon. Now, what about for the long-term future? So past that, we go in and push this forward through Saturday. Saturday, we go through, and we still see active conditions, not only through Saturday, but all the way through to Sunday as well. Sunday bringing us some rainy conditions. And then by the time we move through into Monday, going over into Tuesday, those conditions start to slowly move their way towards the east. And we don't see them as much anymore once we get to Tuesday. And then by the time we get to Wednesday, nice and dry, maybe a little isolated coastal shower at most. Maybe a little isolated shower up there in the more PD Grand Strandish areas. But that goes more into Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Thursday morning comes along, and again, still not that bad. Now watch once we move into Friday, going into Saturday. We have some more rainfall trying to move through. Of next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, we may have another little system trying to move through. So I know, we've been trying to look for a nice weekend, but that's why I said enjoy those weekends that we had that was dry when we had it, because we know that this weekend right here, and obviously after tomorrow, it's going to be rainy. The one after that may still be rainy as well. So we still have a couple more weekends to really have that chance to see, is it really going to be dry or not? Now, obviously, this can change, and so I'm not saying that it's going to absolutely rain not this weekend, but the weekend after. But it's looking like the models right now are saying that at least that Saturday, going in, even into that Sunday morning, could be kind of active. But watch as we go into just not next week, but the week after next week, which is going more into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 300 hours out or so. It looks pretty dry. I know obviously it's a long ways out, but it doesn't look that active. Now, how much rainfall are we talking about as we move throughout the next 400 hours or so? Well, right now, obviously, we know that it is a kind of a bit far. So we're going to look at the ensembles. And the ensembles right now are talking about a good inch and a half, 2 inches or so. Help out with the drought, but it won't completely solve it. So as we move throughout the next 300 to 400 hours or so, still kind of active, but definitely not the most active. Definitely not the most active. In fact, if we go in and move this all the way through the weekend, you can obviously see where it starts to kind of get active a little bit. But then watch as we move going into Wednesday, going into Thursday of next week. Doesn't really build too much. Does not really build too much. When does it start building again? It starts kind of building by the time we get into like later this month, and we really start to see precipitation chances start to go up. So I think that honestly next week is probably going to be, at least at some points, definitely one of the drier weeks. But does that mean that we're not going to receive any rainfall at all? Absolutely not. Now, let's watch these temperatures now. We go all the way through into tonight, going into tomorrow. Cooler conditions. Cold front just passed. We're seeing cooler conditions. Saturday comes along, going into Sunday, still pretty warm, but also kind of cool as well. And then by the time we get to Monday, getting into that Tuesday here, still another cold blast may try to move through. Another cold front may try to move through as we go into early next week. So that goes all the way into Wednesday as well. Then moving on all the way into Thursday, we have some more cooler temperatures try to move through. So honestly, next week could be a pretty cool week. Yes, we could have some warm temperatures trying to get, in, especially as we get into maybe Wednesday or so. But it definitely stays pretty cool. Now, once you get into the week after next week or the weekend after this one, we are seeing some more cooler temperatures still, but peaks of warmth tries to come through. Peaks of warmth still tries to come through. Now let's look at the exact temperatures. I know obviously exact temperatures, they're going to be all over the place, but I can say that we can at least have an idea. Moving into tomorrow, we know what's going to happen there. We move into this weekend, obviously we're going to see temperatures up into the 70s, 80s. Sunday comes along, 70s, 80s. But watch me move into Monday. Still 70s and 80s. Tuesday comes along, and you don't see as many 80s anymore. You see a good amount of 70s, but not too many 80s. Wednesday, we move forward, still 70s and 80s. So you can definitely see when that cold front does move through and how it does drop those temperatures, especially once we move into a little bit like Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I will say, though, after all of that cold air is done with and we start getting a bit warmer, I said that we may have to watch for some 90s. Now, I'm not seeing anything too out there in terms of 90s, but if we look at the GEFS and see what this has to say, I mean, it shows a good amount of 80s. And remember, this is the mean data, meaning it's the average. So the 80 degrees that you see on the screen, that's all the models put together. So it honestly, the more higher you see those temperatures, the higher shot that we have. And we still see some more 80s by the time we get into, this is after next week, the week after, and we may even see some high 80s as well. So I am pretty interested to see, will we see 90s? Will we continue to just see some 80s? What's going to happen? All of that will be talked about, once we go more into next week, into the week after. And that's all that I have to say here for the long-term future. So it's drought time. If you have no idea what the drought time is, it pretty much is drought prediction. It's in the chat right now. You can go on and vote on that right now. So far, there's 4 options. We know that the drought is still, or at least last time that we checked, the drought is still with us as of yesterday. And they just updated it today. It updates every Thursday. which is why every Thursday evening we come together and we vote and see what's going to happen with the forecast. And so we have four options. Either number one, our drought has expanded. Option number two, the drought has ended / stayed the same. Option number three, our drought is gone, abnormally dry remains. Or option four, drought and the abnormally dry is gone. If you don't know what the abnormally dry is, it is pretty much super dry, but not quite a drought. Dry, but not a drought. And so far, 86% so that our drought has expanded, while 14% so that the drought and the abnormally dry is gone. So nobody says that the drought has ended / stayed the same. I meant to say that the drought has decreased / stayed the same. I didn't mean to say that. So if that's what you meant, if you think that the drought has decreased, you can give yourself that one. I typed in the wrong thing. And then the third one, nobody said that one either, saying that the drought is gone. So we're going to go in and lock in the answers right now. So the poll just ended. 86% says that the drought has expanded. 14% think that the drought is gone. And I can honestly, pretty much say right now that that one with the drought being gone, I doubt that that's the answer. In fact, I can 100% guarantee that that's not the answer. And it's not just because, I've already seen it or anything like that. It's just the rainfall that we've seen has not even been close to enough to see this drought be, ended. So let's go on and check out these observations right here. Trying to find the right. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we go through the past 7 days. We move throughout the southeast. And we've seen an inch or two or so. But a lot of it has been inside the upstate, not too much in the not as much in the low country in that spot that we really need it. We've seen maybe close to 2 inches there. But I think I'm honestly, in my opinion, I think I'm going to have to be by myself. I think that the drought has decreased or stayed the same. I'm honestly going to have to be not with the majority. I'm going to be by myself on this one, unless you voted accidentally and you know what you meant. So we're going to go on and get the drum roll real quick, and I'm going to go on, put you over here to the crazy score real quick, get the drum roll queued up, and then we will go on and start this reveal. I muted it. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty much is just a remain the same right there. I'm not seeing any sort of major changes to this. Maybe a little bit of a decrease with that D3. But I'm not seeing any sort of huge expansions like the majority thinks. So I can go on and check real quick just to make sure that I'm not losing my mind. But if I'm just looking at this right now, and I can show you guys as well, this is what it currently looks like. And this is what it used to look like. So yeah, that's not that much of a difference at all. In fact, I think that it barely even changed. Really, let me check it out. Yeah, it barely changed at all. It's pretty much almost exactly the same like it was. So, stayed the same. I'm going to give myself that. And that's all that pretty much we have for the drought. Except for, nothing really has happened. So, everything's the same like it was last week. Wherever you were last week, you're in there again this week. No earthquakes occurred today, so let's go on now and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off, Mr. Chris says, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great day. Well, I did. Thank you so much for that. My Aunt Lewis says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Hopefully everyone didn't get too wet today. Then Mr. Chris says, it pretty much rained all day here in Moncks Corner. Pretty much the same at my house today. Today at my house, how much rainfall did we get? Got around a half an inch, 0.51. So around a half an inch today. Got a max wind gust, I believe we're up to around 22 miles per hour, so not too bad. Then Mr. Chris says got to around 79, currently it's 70. At my house it's 71 currently, got up to around 78. Continuing on. Well, today in Georgetown we didn't have too much. Rain was on and off all day. And then hopefully the rain we helps the drought. I mean, it definitely did. It definitely did not help it expand. So that's obviously something we want to see, but it wasn't enough to decrease it, to get it down more. Then as we continue down more, Mount Lewis says today's high was around 77. Currently it's around 73. Mr. Chris says, please remember to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Also share with everyone that you know. It's free and it will help the channel grow. Absolutely. Right now we have around a good 11 people that have tuned in so far and only 6 likes. So if you're a part of that group of 5 that have not hit the like button yet, go in and do so. It's free. It is FREE, free. I was able to get some garden work and other yard work done. Well, thank you so much for that update, my Lula. That said that, by the way. And then Mr. Chris says they're working on the road in front of my place, and has the road a big mess. Here didn't really pour, but it was steady. And then Trail says, greetings everyone, greetings to you. My Aunt Lewis says, I hope it will not rain on the 17th. Fly to a general review at the park in Conway. Well, right now, that's still 10 days out, so, we're going to have to wait on that a little bit. Thad says, good evening, gentlemen, the 360 Weather family. I trust all is well with everyone. It's slightly cooler today than yesterday evening here in San Antonio. We got up to around 69, and we're expecting a low of 59. Well, we'll talk about San Antonio's forecast just a moment. And then Mr. Anthony says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Thad says it's currently 67 degrees right now. Well, thank you so much for that weather info, and that's about all. We'll come back to the chat, but we have some more business to take care of. We still have to talk about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about these 4 areas is because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly, and because they tune in almost nightly, that's the reason why we talk about these areas. Also, if you are from South Carolina and this is your stop to where you usually leave, there is a chance that I may not be here tomorrow morning. I'm just letting that out right now, just in case if something does happen. I'm planning to be here tomorrow morning if everything does go to plan, but just in case something does happen, because like I said last night, tomorrow is going to be a really busy day for me, like stuff I'm doing all day. So we'll see what happens, but tomorrow morning in the air right now, but I should be here. That's the plan. And it's going to be pretty early too, like really early, like 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there when the video go out. Then, but we're going to go on and talk about San Antonio first. Low temperatures tonight, 66. High temperature for tomorrow at 79. And low temperatures tomorrow night at 69. Precipitation not expected at this time. Tomorrow, though, there is a slight chance of thunderstorms and showers are likely. Yes, showers are likely. For your future, it does look like temperatures will continue to increase. We're talking about Sunday, high of 90 degrees. But you will kind of just remain in the 80s or so, especially the higher 80s by the time you get into tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, excuse me, but next week. You'll just be up in the higher 80s. Now, what about for your severe weather? Your excessive rainfall. Well, for right now, severe weather is possibly on the table tomorrow. I mean, you have that marginal risk that's literally right to your south. We'll see if they expand it to you tomorrow. But for right now, it's like right down to your south. So that's isolated damaging wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour and isolated damaging hail of up to an inch in diameter. But one thing that's definitely sure is that you will have a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. Now, in terms of excessive rainfall for you, nothing for tonight. Tomorrow you have a risk. Isolated flash flooding is possible for you tomorrow. And then after that, you're pretty much done. I don't see anything else too bad for you. Then for Raleigh, North Carolina, you have low temperatures tonight at 49, high temperature for tomorrow at 72, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at around a good 54. There is a slight chance of showers tonight, but tomorrow, there is indeed dry conditions that try to take over the state tomorrow and tomorrow night. Now, with that slight chance of showers tomorrow, that comes with no severe weather, no excessive rainfall, nothing for you as you go throughout the next 8 days or so. For now, we'll see how that develops. But for right now, you're good. You're not seeing anything. For your future, temperatures will continue to kind of go up. 82 on Sunday, 74 Monday. And then they'll continue to go up Wednesday, Thursday, up into the 80s even more. Now, in terms of Philadelphia, you have low temperatures tonight, 48, high temperature for tomorrow at 68, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 51. Precipitation not expected at this time. No severe weather, no excessive rainfall for you. For your future, it will be your active weekend. 80% chance of rainfall Saturday going through to Sunday night. So it will be an active weekend for you rain-wise. Even as you go into the beginning parts of next week, still Monday, 80%. Wednesday, around a 50%. And then temperatures will also continue to go up, 79 on Sunday. Then you'll kind of calm down to 63 on Monday. Tuesday, 65. And then finally for Duncan, Oklahoma, you have low temperatures tonight at 53, high temperature for tomorrow at 84, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 58. There is no rainfall that is expected for tonight or tomorrow, but tomorrow night there is a chance of storms, so make sure that you're aware. And then for your severe weather, excessive rainfall, you do actually have a chance of severe weather not only tomorrow, but on Saturday. Tomorrow you have a chance of isolated tornadoes, isolated damaging wind gusts, and isolated damaging hail of up to an inch in diameter. So everything's on the table for you tomorrow. Even though it's low, everything is on the table for you tomorrow. And then Saturday, it's a bit too far out to talk about that, so we'll talk about that, the exact hazards, by the time we get into tomorrow evening. For your future, temperature is going to kind of bump up and down. You know, you'll kind of go down Sunday, high of only 79. But then Monday, you'll go up to around 80. And then Tuesday, you take a huge leap of up to around 92 once you get into midweek. And that's all that I have for those areas. Let me just go on and check out and see what's going on throughout the entire U.S. weather news-wise. We'll check my email, do top fans of the night, and then we'll be out of here for tonight. Showers and thunderstorms will continue to produce locally heavy rainfall and isolated severe storms across the southern plains and the Gulf Coast states through the weekend. Above average temperatures will start building over portions of the west this weekend and peak early next week. We also do have some frost going on throughout the Appalachian Mountains, going on throughout Wisconsin. And also, we do have some freezing going on up there inside of Michigan. Now, let's see. Do we have any pictures tonight? It seems like that we do. We have one from Mr. Chris. He did send this in earlier at 3:10 p.m. Here is the video right here. That's the drum roll. That's not the video. Here it is right here. As you can see, pretty much it is raining. Pretty much it is just raining at his house as of 3:10 p.m. when he sent this in. Here it is. So thank you so much for sending in this picture. If you wanted to go on and send in this picture, or send in any picture that you want, any weather-related picture, like something in the weather family, obviously weather, atmosphere-related, astrology-related even. I mean, it doesn't matter. Just somewhere in that sphere, you can send it in to scweather360@gmail.com. Again, that is scweather360@gmail.com. Or you can at me at Twitter at 360_weather. So thank you so much for this video right here. And honestly, for right now, I didn't have any sort of special, special questions to ask or anything for the top fans of the night for tonight. And for right now, obviously I said we're gonna kind of slow it down, not do too much with the counting. So we're gonna do kind of what we did last night, Mr. Chris. Since you did send in a video today. We'll go on and give you the top fan of the night for tonight. Obviously, we do have some honorable mentions, like my Aunt Lula, and then also Thad as well, the two of them being a part of that. So, we're going to go in and end that off and give them three a round of applause. But that is all. There may be a question coming in tomorrow, though. Or maybe Saturday. You never know. It's up in the air. You never know when I'm going to ask a question that may win you fan of the month. Or fan of the day. Don't do fan of the month anymore. But that's all. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow morning, hopefully, for the Friday morning forecast update. Also tomorrow evening. We will be here tomorrow evening, no doubt, obviously. Doesn't matter, what happens. Should be here, unless something like an emergency pops up. But for right now, plan to be here Friday evening as normal. And then, unless you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, go in and do so. Hit the share button as well. Share with your friends, family members, acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly, because it's free. 732, trying to get to 868 away. And that's all. So make sure you go in and do all that. I'll be back tomorrow morning for your Friday morning forecast update, and everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday.